Harris used the finale to her closing argument speech in Washington, D.C. to say voters are, quote, not a vessel for the schemes of wannabe dictators, end quote.
The United States of America is the greatest idea humanity ever devised. A nation big enough to encompass all our dreams, strong enough to withstand any fracture or fissure between us, and fearless enough to imagine a future of possibilities. So America, let us reach for that future. Let us fight for this beautiful country we love. And in 7 days, we have the power, each of you has the power to turn the page and start writing the next chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told.
All right, we're going to continue to follow along all the developments. We're less than a week away from the U.S. elections, and obviously keep you apprised of any latest developments. In the meantime, though, if you have not opened Instagram yet this morning, when you do, there's a couple of accounts you may want to search for, as the Indonesian Presidential Communications Office on Monday launched 2 official Instagram accounts. They are at Republik Indonesia and at Presiden Republik Indonesia.
Yes, the @Presiden Republik Indonesia account quickly gained over 600,000 followers, while @Republik Indonesia attracted more than 500,000 followers already.
The @Republik Indonesia account features the national red and white flag as its profile picture and has a verified blue tick. The bio states it is managed by the Presidential Communications Office.
And a recent post showcasing our Indonesian flag received nearly 300,000 likes and thousands of comments.
The @Republik Indonesia account follows just 4 accounts, namely President Prabowo Subianto, Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka, the Presidential Communications Office, and the President's official account.
The @Presiden Republik Indonesia account intended to use as an official channel for the presidential institution, which also follows key government accounts and has posted a photo of Prabowo.
2 new accounts to follow this morning if you haven't already.
I was just going to say, it's almost at 900,000 followers
wow.
now.
There you go.
And let me do a quick...
follow?
And it's the one for presidential the presidential account is at almost 1 million followers.
Wow.
So we're really getting a lot of followers, and only 1 post in each account there.
That is awesome, honestly. I mean, Indonesians are very prone to using, Instagram.
Hey, we love
we love our social media.
Got it.
Exactly.
Yes, all right, and we move on to our next piece of news now. Still in Indonesia, where the Habema Operations Command under the Indonesian Army Strategic Reserves Command, or Kostrad, recently conducted routine patrols to secure the Indonesia-Papua New Guinea border.
Now, in between their patrols, the task force personnel also cooked and provided free medical services for locals.
The 323rd Buaya Putih Raider Infantry Battalion under the Habema Task Force conducted routine patrols and visited Kimak Village in Ilaga District, Puncak Regency, Central Papua on Wednesday. And during this mission, they took the opportunity to cook and enjoy lunch with the residents of the village.
The 509th Balawara Yuda Raider Infantry Battalion also conducted a similar visit at Emondi Village in Sugapa District, Intan Jaya Regency, Central Papua on the same day.
They provided free medical treatment to a resident who was suffering with a fever. They also provided her with medicine to accelerate recovery.
Habema Commander Brigadier General Lucky Afianto said that both missions were conducted with the aim of providing basic necessities, alleviating health problems, accelerating development, and maintaining security in Papua.
And those were our first round of headlines. That brings us to our very first short break of the morning, but we'll be returning soon with more news from around Indonesia. Stay with us on the C Morning Show. We'll be right back.
Indonesia ini adalah negara yang kaya, bukan hanya keindahan alamnya, tapi juga kearifan lokalnya.
Menurut saya sudah saatnya kita untuk saling berkolaborasi, pemerintah, entitas masyarakat, dan seluruh stakeholder itu bareng-bareng memikirkan keberlanjutan dari tempat tinggal yang kita huni. Mungkin mau menekankan pentingnya hidup untuk pembangunan berkelanjutan.
Di sini saya pikir, wah ternyata kami bisa merasa nyaman dengan hunian tradisional itu yang tidak perlu AC.
Sebenarnya karena kita di negara tropis gitu ya, maka rumah ini pasti otomatis arsitekturnya juga tropis gitu ya.
Inilah pasangan hidup saya.
Oh ini kan jodohku gitu.
Ya mungkin ya.
A lot of love there, warmth, safety, dignity, that's what I call home.
Only at Satisfactory. Now we're gonna put more Parmesan cheese on top. I will be sharing with you guys one of the most easiest recipe for you guys to make at home. This is it, peanut butter seed cake. Only at Satisfactory, cook healthy and cook happy.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian Hansen. In this video, we will be exploring Are we ready, guys? Yeah! I have a new video coming up tonight, so I have to make sure everything is ready, but this has been a great trip.
Indonesia has many endemic species. Its wildness and uniqueness make its existence threatened with extinction. So, how do they try to conserve it?
Air butuh tempat, tanaman butuh tempat, hewan-hewan butuh tempat.
Bersama-sama melindungi yang ada di sini ya.
Kita jaga, kita rawat, dan kita lestarikan.
Only in Wild Cage.
Alpha generation, or also known as millennial children, is the youngest generation today. Cancel culture is an advancement of a series of bolder social process in the form of boycotts or canceling. John F. Kennedy became the youngest president in the history of the United States. The main cause of the outbreak of the Chinese Revolution was disappointment with the Qing Dynasty government.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show, everyone. Back here in the main desk, we've got more local updates coming your way, beginning with our first story, where Chief of the Presidential Communication Office, Hassan Nasby, said at the Presidential Palace, Jakarta, earlier yesterday that Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka will be taking over presidential duties in Indonesia, while President Prabowo Subianto will be headed overseas for an official visit next week.
And starting next week, President Prabowo Subianto will visit various countries to attend different events, including the G20 Summit in Brazil and the APEC Summit in Peru.
Nggak ada PRT, nggak ada Wapres mau jadi wakil presiden ketika presiden keluar negeri, wakil presiden menjalankan tugas-tugas presiden sebagai kepala pemerintahan. Akan ada instrumen hukum tertentu itu? Kan selama ini sudah kejadian begitu. Presiden keluar negeri yang menjalankan tugas-tugas presiden adalah wakil presiden. Tidak perlu instrumen-instrumen hukum. Gitu kan. Jaga presiden Jokowi kan ada kepresnya, Pak. Ya akan berlaku sama. Jadi buat saya yang kayak gitu tuh jangan disalah artikan. Tidak ada istilah PLT presiden. Jadi wakil presiden menjalankan tugas-tugas presiden sebagai kepala pemerintahan ketika presiden sedang keluar negeri.
The Presidential Communication Office has said that President Prabowo Subianto has instructed ministers, deputy ministers, and also heads of institutions to start using their new official vehicles, the Maung, which has been made by Indonesian defense company Pindad.
The Presidential Communication Office announced the instruction at the State Palace in central Jakarta on Wednesday.
And according to Presidential Communication Office Chief Hassan Nasby, more details will be provided by both the Finance and State Secretariat ministries.
Yang memang nanti menteri-menteri akan akan menggunakan mobil maung.
Anggarannya bagaimana, Pak?
Ya kan kita perencanaan dulu ya. Nanti soal detailnya nanti. Nanti ini sabar dulu. Bukan berarti. Apa? Ya, Pak Prabowo kan menggunakan itu sebagai mobil kepresidenan dan beliau bangga dengan produksi pindad dan beliau memang memberikan arahan kepada para menteri, wakil menteri, kepala badan juga untuk menggunakan mobil dinas yang sama.
Tapi kalau ada juga, Pak ya?
Unitnya berapa kira-kira Pak untuk kabinet sendiri, Pak?
Kalau totalnya saya belum tahu itu persisnya. Nanti kan ini melewati tahapan-tahapan ya, sabar dulu. Jadi bukan berarti hari ini, kemudian besok sudah kejadian nggak? Jadi perlu direncanakan dulu pasti.
Tapi tahapnya udah bagaimana Pak? Apa ada pesan atau bagaimana tahapnya?
Detailnya tentu bukan di saya. Ya saya tentu nggak ngerti detailnya nanti. Kan pasti ada Kementerian Sekretaris Negara yang mengerti itu nanti sama Kementerian Keuangan.
Itu berlaku untuk Menteri, Wamen, atau Kepala Badan juga, Pak?
Untuk sampai ke, ya pokoknya yang di lingkungan yang anggota kabinet disuruh pakai itu kan.
Termasuk Kepala Badan berarti?
Kepala Badan juga.
Moving on to news from the Indonesian military, personnel from the 4th Indonesian Navy base in Batam recently worked with the First Fleet to thwart the trafficking of 18 illegal Indonesian migrant workers to Malaysia.
The joint force initially spotted a suspicious speedboat following 90 minutes of monitoring information about illegal trafficking. The operator of the speedboat accelerated in an attempt to evade the authorities before eventually abandoning the vessel at the Safar River.
Authorities found 8 illegal Indonesian migrant workers hiding in a mangrove growth near the river on Tuesday night, while 8 more were brought in the following day. Additionally, 2 other illegal migrant workers turned themselves in sometime after.
The Navy secured 18 individuals and transferred them to the office of the Indonesian Migrant Worker Protection Agency in Batam for further investigation. Meanwhile, 4 illegal migrant workers and the 2 boat operators are still on the loose.
Indonesian Navy Chief Admiral Muhammad Ali underlined the importance for all Navy personnel to remain watchful in protecting Indonesian waters, as well as anticipating incoming threats along with any disturbances. All right, it's not just the Americans that'll be hitting the polls. Here in Indonesia, yes, we are headed back to the polls, this time for regional elections. And the Tangerang City Elections Commission, or KPU, has already prepared 7 polling stations at 5 prisons for the regional heads elections.
Yes, 3 candidate pairs, namely Faldo Fahdil, Amarullah Boni, and Sakhrudin Mariono, are competing for the Tangerang seat in the upcoming election.
Or KPU has prepared 7 polling stations at 5 prisons for the regional heads election on November the 27th. These polling stations are distributed at the youth prison, women's prison, class 1 prisons, class 2A prison, and juvenile correctional facility.
Ya, alhamdulillah untuk khususnya Loksus di Kota Tangerang itu di 5 lapas. Di Kota Tangerang, di Kecamatan Tangerang itu ada 7 TPS dibagi 5 lapas dengan jumlah DPT-nya itu 1.956 secara keseluruhan. Nah, untuk lapas PPKA itu berjumlah 48 orang, untuk lapas kelas 1 berjumlah 433, untuk lapas perempuan berjumlah 51, untuk lapas pemuda itu berjumlah 1.338. Lapas kelas 2 berjumlah 86.
It is reported that 3 candidate pairs are contesting in the upcoming Tangerang Regional Heads election, namely Faldo Maldini and Fadlin Akbar, Amarullah and Boni, as well as Sakhrudin and Mariono Hasan. C2D contributor reporting from Tangerang, Banten.
Learning is the head of the Indonesian Village Administration Apparatus Association, or APSI, in Serang, Banten, was arrested for allegedly rallying support from village heads to endorse specific Serang region and Banten governor candidates.
This was uncovered after police submitted a case file to the prosecutor's office of representatives at the Banten Election Supervisory Agency, or Bawaslu Law Enforcement Center Secretariat.
So the actions of the suspect was in violation with Article 71 in conjunction with Article 188 of Law Number 6 of 2020 regarding regional heads elections.
Prosecutors will also examine the evidence before sending the case to the court for a judicial hearing.
Terkait dengan dugaan tindak pidana pemilihan yang disangkakan atau yang jadi tersangka itu Ketua Abdesi Kabupaten Serang, sekarang berkasnya sudah dilimpahkan dari kepolisian ke kejaksaan. Nah, tadi pagi kita sudah melakukan pembahasan di sentra Gakumdu yang ketiga. Nah, kemudian dari hasil penyidikan kepolisian Polda Banten, hasilnya dilimpahkan ke kejaksaan, diteruskan. Sudah jadi tersangka. Tersangka pelanggaran ya, tersangka dugaan pelanggaran pidana pemilihan.
Meanwhile, a couple of hours away in Bandung, the Elections Commissions in Bandung will be kicking off the highly anticipated first public debate for mayoral candidates at the Sudirman Grand Ballroom, which features 4 dynamic pairs.
Yes, and simultaneously, Semarang will host the inaugural Central Java gubernatorial debate, where key contenders will tackle pressing issues facing the region.
On Wednesday night, the General Elections Commission Bandung office will host the first public debate for mayoral candidates at Sudirman Grand Ballroom, with 4 candidate pairs taking part, namely Dandan Rizawardana Arif Wijaya, Haruswandaru Dani Wirianata, Muhammad Farhan Erwin, and Arfi Rafnialdi Yena Iskandar Maksum.
Pasangan di pelaminan ya.
The debates theme the future challenges of Bandung, integrating governance innovation, environmental sustainability, and efficient spatial planning, will cover subtopics like congestion, waste management, disaster mitigation, spatial planning, and bureaucratic reform.
Mendaftarkan diri
Starting at 8:30 p.m. local time, the debate will last 150 minutes, featuring 5 selected panelists.
Ya, air bersih. Ini kita bisa uraikan sedikit.